Good morning, kids of Kish. So happy that I'm back and able to talk to you guys and girls again on this awesome Sunday morning. It's been great being able to share with you guys the last few Sundays, in particular Palm Sunday, 2 Sundays ago, and Easter Sunday, last Sunday. So today we're going to talk again about something that I think is extremely important. In fact, I would say that it's probably one of the most important things that we'll talk about. What we're going to talk about today is something that Pastor Luke, in a way, is also going to talk to your parents about today as well. And I would encourage you guys and girls to talk to your parents about what Pastor Luke has talked to the adults about today too. So all of you guys have probably heard something about what they call the golden rule. It kind of goes something like, treat others how you want to be treated. But I was wondering if you guys know that the golden rule is something that is in the Bible as well. So I wanted to talk to you about how important that actually is. So did you know that that phrase, or something very similar to it, is referenced in the Bible like 6 times? And if you include some of the other biblical texts that aren't in the Bible but are from that time period, it's referenced even more times. So just to give you a little bit of information on where it's mentioned. So Matthew 7:12 says, "Do unto others as you want them to do to you. This is the meaning of the law of Moses and the teaching of the prophets." Leviticus 19:18, "Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against someone among your people, but love your neighbor as yourself." So love your neighbor as yourself, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's very, very similar. It says later in Leviticus 19, "The foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself, for you were foreigners in Egypt." Luke 6:31, "And as ye would that men should do to you, you also do to them likewise." Luke 10 says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." Galatians 5:14 says, "For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." And in Romans it says, "The commandments, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall not covet, and whatever other command there may be, are summed up in this one command, love your neighbor as yourself." So I think we can probably all agree that if it says something in the Bible once, it's pretty important. But if it says something in there 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, then it's probably really important. So next, I want to talk to you a little bit about why it's important. So I think we can all agree that it's probably pretty important. And I want to spend a little bit of time talking about why it's important. I mean, you guys are all good kids, so you probably know that it's important to treat people well. But why it's important from the Bible is what I think is a little bit different. They're both very, very good things, though. But why is it important to treat others how we want to be treated? Why is it important to love your neighbor or other people as you love yourself? And I think it's important because that's how Jesus was. He loved his neighbors as himself. And matter of fact, more times than not, he loved his neighbors better than he loved himself. He treated others as he wanted to be treated, or treated others far better than he treated himself, or far better than he was treated by other people. But the reason that I think this is so important is because when we ask God or Jesus into our hearts and we come into a relationship with him, it should be something that changes us. It should be something that challenges us. And it's more than just saying a prayer, and it's more than just saying words. That we should be, in a way, transformed by a desire to do these things, to be more like Jesus, right? We should be challenged to be better, right? We should be challenged to follow the things that God says in the Bible. And we should want to. We should have a desire to. We should be motivated to do those things. And so that is why, more than just if it's important or how important it is, why it's important. So that's just something that I wanted to challenge you guys with today. And as always, if you ever have any questions about that, or if you ever want to talk to somebody about what it means to really come into a life-changing relationship with Jesus, then talk to your parents, talk to somebody at church, talk to me, talk to the teacher of your classroom. Whenever we come back to meeting in church, just let somebody know, because there's definitely someone who would be more than happy to talk that through with you. See you later, guys. See you next week.